Cup week. It's a little bit of an anomaly in a way, but Duncan McPherson, hello.
Fancy seeing you over here.
It's one of the funny ones, isn't it? Because I've been putting Trotting Cup week, and I reckon people are saying you get it wrong, but the Pacing Cup is still time-honoured as a Trotting Cup. What a brilliant carnival it is.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always Friday to go, and then they tie in the Ricket and Gallops tomorrow and also on Saturday, so you can, come to Christchurch and have a full week of entertainment with the Breeders' Awards last night. So if you want to come over, it's the place to be for this time of the year.
They have a cocktail party Sunday, the Breeders' Awards. Every night is full. Thursday night looks like a night off. There's Ashburton trots. And come back here to the Greyhounds, and they've got the Greyhound Cup on as well. It is just an amazing carnival, and it's so well done.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what Christchurch has been about for a long time. I mean, it's a time-honoured race, the Pacing Cup today, and the Dominion's on Friday for the trotters, and a lot of the trotters we saw today will go around in the Dominion, but look, it's just well organised, and, you've got another good crowd here. We've got a cracking day weather-wise. It's nice and warm, so what else could you ask for?
I tell people, I go over, I say, you've got to go. Why do you have to go? What is the one thing about it that you get from it, do you think?
Certainty. We know where it is in a racing calendar. It's the second Tuesday in November, and everybody targets it. So whether you're in Invercargill or in Auckland, or there's people from Australia, Queensland, Sydney, South Australia, everyone knows to mark it in the diary for next year. So there's a certain level of surety around the programming. And a lot of people have been coming here for many years, and it's, as I said to somebody earlier, we went to the Grins at Cambridge, and we'd love to go to the Prix d'Amérique and other races around the world, but if you're going to come to a really good carnival in the Southern Hemisphere, this is probably the pinnacle of what we've been talking about.
Probably some of us trotting people don't hold the Dominion until you come here and see it, and I was lucky enough last year to see Sunday Sun beat Muscle Mountain, one of the best races for the year. It was just brilliant to watch. It is a time-honoured race, the Dominion Handicap. We probably don't appreciate it enough in Australia.
No, and I was just talking to some people over here before, to IRT. I've been fortunate enough to be a guest of IRT for the day, who are the major sponsors here, and I was talking to the team from there, and we've been talking about how do we attract Australian trotters over here, and we've been talking about golden tickets and then trying to get some programming, like some good, a nice, good open class race 2 weeks out from the Dominion Handicap in Melbourne. IRT are now going to fly direct Melbourne-Christchurch coming up, which means it's a lot more accessible than going via Auckland. So, there's a lot of discussion that could happen between the jurisdictions and a bit of good roast programming, and then I'm sure that you'd get, a golden ticket for the Pacers and a golden ticket for the trotters into each of these two races, and there's no reason why it can't happen. It's just a matter of people having a chat about it.
It's always been one of the challenges. You go to the North Island, then you've got to come down here. It's one of the challenges. If they could fly us direct, wow.
Well, they are. It's going to be. Might be still in their thunder, so this is going back home. But no, that's what they've indicated to me today, which will open up a whole new racing opportunity for the good horses back in Australia. But vice versa, it opens a whole new opportunity for the Canterbury horses and the horses down in Invercargill and down Southland to get across to Australia.
I bang on. Our racing product in Australia is too small. The racing product in New Zealand is too small. We got to work together. This is crazy. There's so many horses not going into Dominion because of the timing and things like that. We've got to stop all this nonsense, pull our socks up, look at what we've got in the Southern Hemisphere and embrace it and make it bigger, make it better.
I think you've just touched on it. I've been about advocating Southern Hemispherical trotting, and a lot of the promotional work in inverted commas when I speak and talk to people up in Europe or over in America, I refer to us as Southern Hemispherical trotting. So there's no distinguishment between whether it's Australia or New Zealand, and I think that's the message we've got to sell, not only to our own jurisdiction but also to the rest of the world. And when you go up to America and you're with the Trittons, or you're over to Europe and you're with others over there, and Brent and Chris Alford have just come back from over there, as you well know, the talk is about what's happening in the Southern Hemisphere, not about what's happening in a specific state. But I think that if this is the IRT initiative that's coming in, it's really exciting, and it spruiks people's interest. If we can get the race calendars aligned and some golden tickets and proper timing of open class free-for-all racing, then I'm sure we'll see a lot of horses swap sides of the Tasman and then set up the Inter-Dominion as it used to be, and have more competition on both sides of the ditch.
Get back to a bit of original racing. 2 mile standing start event on the second Tuesday, and Sky Channel take it. Sky Channel want to take it. We've got to keep doing it. It's so simple what we do. Get it out there. Be a bit stronger as an industry. Demand what we want, stick to our times and go for it. I think it's great. So it's something very, very special. There's other lead-ups. Kaikoura, I told you about. You haven't been there. Even this week, you say for this week, you go down to Ashburton on the Thursday. Yeah. Such a relaxed day. You kick your shoes off and just relax out there, and it's just brilliant. It is a great carnival. I want to sell it. I want to sell the harness racing experience. I'm glad you're here to enjoy it, and we want more people to get across here, more authorities get across here, see how it's run as well. Don't have to do everything they do, but learn little bits of it. I think that's the way to go forward.
Well, we've got to understand what our own product is back home and not try to be what everybody else is. So, we've got an opportunity, and, credit HRV have made some calendar changes, and I'm sure that the industry will benefit from those. And there's some revamps and some thought processes got to go into some of the futurities that we've got. And I'm sure if we move ahead with the times, what we did 20 years ago, we can't be doing now. No other business does it. So we've just got to be progressive. And, the idea of golden tickets and I understand it's not we're talking about the upper level of racing, and the people in the general public want to come and see the good horses and the good people, and we want to see races. I mean, there's been some amazing pacing racing here today, and I've witnessed two amazing mares or fillies today, and it's just been a pleasure to watch. So from the harness racing purist perspective, to be here today and watch these horses race is just wonderful.
Millwood Nike, she's just something different, isn't she?
Yeah, and I mean the filly that just won the 2-year-old there, I mean, we're just talking about horses that are extraordinary, and to be 35 lengths off them at the 1200 or the 1400 and then round them up, what she ran her last, that 2-year-old filly just ran her last time in would be astounding. And the irony to that is that she was at the sales last year where she was Brian West, who bred her, I know very well, and she didn't get a bid, or didn't get near his reserve. So it just goes to show that there's a lot of experts, but you've just got to get the right horse at the right time, and anyone can be part of a Group 1 winner.
Absolutely. Dancing in the Dark M, been very, very well received here in New Zealand too, which is great for the Aldebaran Park. That's not what I got you on here for, but I know just talking to you earlier, it's been well received, which is great for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for, as I said, Southern Hemispherical Trotting to have the fastest stallion in the world in 2021 here available in New Zealand, and the breeders here are starting to get around him. He's done a good job already over here. A lot of the mares that he's already served, we've got their 14s and 28s coming through now. So from a breeder's perspective, he's doing the job and getting the mares in foal. And then his numbers in Australia have been very good as well. So, and obviously we've got some foals on the ground, and I've posted some of those on social media, and the reports are that the foals that people have got, they're very happy with. So, again, he's an outcross. His fifth dam was Game Pride, so there's a connective link to the genetics here in New Zealand and in Australia for that matter. And hopefully the season ends up being as good as what we hope it to be. So fingers crossed.
Absolutely, mate. Thank you. Let you go. There is one more trot. It's about to be on in a sec, so we'll go back and watch that one. But it's a great day. Thank you for joining me. We want to get more people out here. They don't know what they're missing. There's so much fun. There's so many things to go to, and there's so many people here passionate about harness racing. That's the greatest part about it.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been here before, and I'm looking forward to coming back and hopefully having a horse that can do the 3,200 metre stand on the Dominion in the Dominion. And those that have come across here before, I think Jim Connolly's brought a couple over here before, and I'm sure Brent Lee, Chris Finozio and Chris Lang and all the trainers over there be itching to get over here next year. And now that there's an opportunity to get the horses here quicker, I'm sure that that's going to be on people's radars in 12 months' time. Yeah,
well, even Derby's only about 4 or 5 weeks away, so if their flights are on by then, you never know.
Oh, well, we'll see how we go, and thanks very much for the opportunity, and we're hot to trot at Aldebaran Park. We're fresh as best.
Thank you very much, mate. You're a champion.
Good on you. Take care.